I'm still working on so many videos, but one of them is going to be around the HR complaints and how interesting it is they wrote about this HR complaints, because we know that there were no formal HR complaints, right? And so this is probably why Justin Baldoni's team were like, what do you think it is? Do you think it's this or this? And they still didn't know at that time. And so Jen was like, maybe say this, maybe say that, right? But the really interesting thing is how Blake Lively's team framed this whole HR complaints thing, and how Melissa Nathan was able to have these like news organizations stand down. And to me, because we know these HR complaints were never formal, even though in the beginning, and no one should gaslight you into saying that Blake Lively never gave the impression in the beginning that these were formal HR complaints. Now they're changing the story, right? Like, oh, it doesn't need to be formal, which it doesn't, but you gave the impression to people that these were formal HR complaints. Even in the way she frames it in her lawsuit, right? It gave the impression that there was some sort of formal HR complaint. And so these leaks had to come from her side. These leaks that people were getting in the news that Melissa Nathan was swatting down had to come from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' teams, and maybe Colleen Hoover's, who knows. But it had to be coming from theirs, because we know that there's no formal HR complaints. And the way they framed it in the beginning of this case was there were. It is only after it was proven that there are no formal HR complaints that Blake Lively's team has tried very hard to say that doesn't matter, because you don't have to have a formal HR complaint to still have had HR grievances. And I don't disagree with that, but it doesn't change the framing. It doesn't change how it was pushed out to the public in the beginning, and you can't backtrack it now.